All right, so my name is Quetzalcoatl. Patricia Kelly is my English name, and I'm sitting with
Delray McDonald.
Delray McDonald at Hachlip in the interior of BC, and I'm at a spiritual and strengthening gathering. I'm Coast Salish, Stalo, but I'm also living in Milk River and Lethbridge, Alberta. So I drove 9.5 hours straight to get here. I'm here because I have been away from ceremony for about a decade. I've been busy working on behalf of the Aboriginal peoples of Canada. And I'm telling all of you, whoever end up seeing this footage, that I'm thankful. I hold my hands up to the Hachlip people, because on the face of the earth, it's the most important work going on right now. There's nothing else more important than what's happening right here, and we're building a spiritual base. We're building a spiritual base so that we can strengthen our families again. We've been beaten down since 1492. All of these explorers turned immigrants, turned government, turned church. All of these layers since contact. We've been isolated and we've been separated out from our Mother Earth. Our responsibility to look after our mother has been put aside because we've been put aside by reserve systems. This gathering represents for me the basis. We're building a strong base for our spirit. We're building for our shells, our human shells. We have only so long before we can leave this world. And I'm happy that I'm here to share a few things. What I'm sharing today with the people is a fact that we have Hachlip as hosts, feeding the people in the spiritual, the social, the political, the economic systems that we have. Sharing is the bottom, the basis of all of this. So I'm thankful that we have this gathering for those reasons. We have people from all walks of life. It's an international leadership conference to talk about vision. Well, I heard one of my cousins speaking, Reuben George, about Kinder Morgan. He is challenged. He quit his day-to-day job to defend our Mother Earth. That's what I've been doing for more than a decade, is helping defend our Aboriginal rights and title. And for that, really, it means our Mother Earth. And so I said to the Chief Judge of British Columbia that we have no treaty with Canada, and we have no treaty with British Columbia. Therefore, we stand united and sovereign to our Mother Earth and her gifts for us, including fish, including water, including the trees, including all these things that sustain us. Gold does not sustain us. It's nice if you have it and you don't have to ruin our mother to get it. Silver is nice, nickel, ore, all these resources that our mother has. Oil, we're addicted to oil the world over. I'm saying get off of oil because it's killing our Mother Earth and therefore killing ourselves. It's a slow death, what we're doing with that petroleum, with that oil and gas. And so I'm hopeful that our systems of governance, of gift giving, can be more adapted and conformed by the Hulitams, by the Shama. I hope that those people get to know how to share and to give and to love and to pray in ways that are sacred, like we, the Aboriginal peoples of Canada and the world. We have gifts to share with the rest of the world, and that's happening right now. I've heard stories in my half a century that in the world, people generally walk around with just a shell. Their spirits are suppressed, or they're just not active. Their spirits are aching and hurt and needing rejuvenation, and a gathering at Hachlip like this helps rejuvenate people. The world needs Hachlip. The world needs the people of Hachlip to lead us out of despair and darkness and into kindness and love. I'm saying all of these things to you because you're the next generation. You're the youth of the world need to stand up and recognize what a clean glass of water looks like and tastes like. The youth of the world that are growing into adulthood need to say to the parents of the world, stop, Mum, no, Dad, if they're going to destroy the world for the almighty dollar. We cannot eat money. We cannot depend on the almighty dollar. We can depend on our Mother Earth for providing for us. This is what we're talking about. The vision from the leadership of Hachlip. I'm thankful for this vision because it is our vision. It is the people's vision to preserve our Mother Earth in a kind, gentle way. It is our responsibility to stand up and be recognized, be heard. All those layers that I talked about over the millennium, the centuries, we have gifts that we can go back to, our language. We have gifts, the essential and good food, our diets, not meant to be sugar and potato chips, whatever all that garbage is that comes out of China and Europe. That is not our custom and tradition. Our tradition is a good diet and good food to feed our spirits and to feed each other. When you put garbage in, it's garbage out. If you put good in, it's good out, no matter which way you think about it. 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of play. We can manage in a capitalist system these things when we used to actually have seasonal rounds. Now we have to think of the hour. I'm hopeful that someday that clock will diminish into nothing and that we can go back to our seasonal rounds, to living when the roots are intended to be picked with their abundance. Our finned relations, when they come back from their 4-year cycles, when our hoofed ones, when they are ready for us, they show themselves. All these gifts, all these foods, these are natural. They are natural. And I'm looking to the world, the CEOs, to rethink whether they can eat that money or not. Because the store-bought food that everybody is getting now is so tainted and so filled with carcinogens. And what do we have? We have GMOs. GMOs are when you take a seed from, the seed doesn't replicate itself in GMOs practices. They only have one seed and it produces once and that's it. So we're fighting against large corporations like GMOs and Walmart, Kinder Morgan, all of these corporations, Canada, USA, China, they all want the precious resources that we, the Indigenous peoples, only use what we need. And these corporations are coming in to try and take more to try and, I'll just be one more minute, to try and keep us on the reserves and then assimilate us fully. I could talk about law intensively. I've just finished a legal case, 9 years, fighting over 396 fish. And then finally I told the judge, and pardon my French, I said, fuck off, give me back my fish on May 9th. And they did. They said, well, the Crown that brought me to the courts fined me for possession of fish, laughs, and can't give the fish back. Like he puts his hand up to his mouth. I said, well, I want the dollar value back then. So it's a title case. The Chief Judge of British Columbia and a long-time one-horse law and order guy, Finn Jensen, a solicitor for the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, they ceded back 95% of the dollar value of those fish on May 9th. This is huge. Now I want my cousin Reuben George, who spoke yesterday at this gathering, to take that ruling to Kinder Morgan and say, pay up. Pay up. Because that's what that case precedent means. Not very many people know what that case means yet, but I spent 9 years telling the judge and telling the Crown, the province of British Columbia and Canada, who I was fighting against, that we, the Indigenous people, especially the Coast Salish, are unsold. That means unceded. We're unconquered. We haven't been killed. And we never gave it away. We unceded, unsold, and unconquered. We never went through that process with Canada. So I stand, when I stand up to the Canadian government, I stand up for you and your children. And I stand up for everyone's children at this point, because our Mother Earth is in such dire straits. She's hurting. The cavities that she has to endure for big oil sucking her, any one of those corporations that suck her dry for her goods. We lived with her in harmony. This is what we need to get back. We need to empower people to share, because sharing is not, on Facebook you can share lots, it's real easy, it's a click of a button. But in real life, if you share heart and soul.
Yeah.
You share your food. You share gifts of love. That's what really sharing is. These big corporations, they minimize it to a button, and then we don't see each other as much. I love this gathering. It's outside of technology. So I'm asking if you'll take the torch and keep speaking, keep asking questions. And I'm asking the rest of the youth to step up, be heard. We live in two worlds. We live in an Indigenous worldview, and we live in a Eurocentric worldview. We have to develop evenly and as balanced as we can in both worlds and honor the teachings of our people and our language. Yet we also have to honor that language and those terrible teachings of greed and disgust and love and honor. How do we do that? We stay strong in our spirit. That's how. And the shell follows behind. So thank you for the interview. Thank you for your willingness to understand and to learn, Osi.
Thank you.